All right, I am with Mélanie.
Say it, Jamie, come on.
Brûlée.
Well done.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Now, people around here and lots of other spots know you as Mélanie McDonald of the General Electric.
Yes.
General Electric, c'est mort. C'est fini.
Ben, c'est un petit peu fini, mais pas complètement. Well, you know, there's shifts and changes in life, as there are. So, you know, Mark is no longer in the band, and he was a great part of the band. But, you know, we're all doing different things now, so I've decided to focus a bit more on my solo stuff. And the name Brûlée is actually the name I was born with. So my dad's last name was Brûlée, and it's the name I had till I was 6. My mother got remarried, so I changed my name to McDonald, which is my stepdad's last name. And they're a beautiful family, they're great, and I would never want to offend them by changing my name back, but I've gone through a shift in time now, and I figured now's a good time to change back.
Now, we talked a little before the old Stevie Nicks allegory. You live together, you love together, you make music together, and then things change.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do the Buckingham Nicks thing.
Yeah.
You've got the new name, Brûlée D'Amour, and you're doing your own thing. You're doing a lot of writing right now.
I'm doing a lot of writing. I've got a little cottage on the water where I can just be at peace and relax, and let's walk, shall we?
Yeah, let's walk.
Okay.
It's very pleasant. We're here at Summer Heights Golf Club, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, I mean, there are different times and changes and stuff, and, you know, whether or not you know, Angus and I have split up. And it's not because anybody did anything wrong, or it was just like, in all of my 20s, I've been sort of with someone and doing stuff, and now I'm taking the time to see what I want and see who I am by myself, and it's scary. It actually is really a scary thing. To just go, you know, it's not because I want to be happy or, you know, it's not going to be easy, but, you know, I know it's the right thing to do, and I just kind of have to follow my heart, and I'm a big believer in the universe giving you signs and stuff, and I just can't deny it anymore. I've just got to do what I'm doing and take this plunge into the deep end.
So does this change your musical style, your writing style? Are you writing about things differently now?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Music is like, it's so much better when you're talking about hindsight. So, you know, I don't know, like what I'm writing now, I probably won't really understand until a little bit later. But I'm just trying every night to, you know, write some poetry and turn it into lyrics eventually. But I'm just trying to get myself like a build-up of things, you know, like a build-up of words, and just trying to get them out of my head, and, you know, try to open that channel from your crown chakra to your heart and let things move through, you know.
Yeah. And I find people are very supportive around here too.
Yeah.
So that's got to help a little bit. How's it going to feel? Like, I know you've been playing gigs, but this is your first time at Liftoff, of course, since last year.
Yeah.
And how's it going to feel playing some of the old songs?
Well, it's, you know, I wrote a lot of the songs, mind you, like, I mean, the guys added a lot of stuff to them, and so it's a bit more bare without the guys involved and stuff, but, you know, I guess the essence of it is still there, and as long as I can take the fluff away and just kind of get into the emotion of it, I think it should be just as good, you know?
Now, Cornwall has a very active music scene. And of course, there's a lot of interest and activity in arts and culture right now. They're talking about building an art center. They just spent a lot of money on the art culturescape, where they were doing a mapping project and a research project to hopefully lead to financing for arts and cultural projects down the road. How do you feel as someone that's had a pretty good degree of success from the local scene about the challenges that local artists feel? What do you think we can do better to help nurture artists and have them achieve some of the success that you've achieved?
You know, I don't know if it's anything that the city can do. I think if your intent is there, and you know, you kind of have to just know what you're doing, even when you don't know what you're doing. You know, you have to just kind of have an idea and go with it, and not care who's doing what and whether or not they're going to accept it, because that's not the point of the whole music thing. Like, for me to be an artist, it's important for me to just have an outlet, a creative outlet for what's going on in my life, or what is happening in my head or in my heart, to get it out. So I don't know if I have any comment on what other people are doing in the venues or whatever. I'll always find somewhere to play. I mean, like, you know, I'm playing this afternoon for the Children's Treatment Center golf tournament, you know. It's not even about people listening. It's, you know, if two people are there, or if one person is there who's digging what you're putting down, then that's more important than playing to the Bell Center when, you know, when it's about a personal connection rather than an institution for me. So, and that's what I write about. I guess I write about, like, personal stuff, and I'm not a political writer. I'm not into, I mean, I listen to a lot of the news, and I like to be in tune with what's going on, and obviously that does affect what I write about, but I don't think that's the mainstay for me. I think what I write better about is a personal connection, and if I can be on your playlist in your home, then that's more important to me than selling out big venues.
No, for sure. Now, you're doing Liftoff this week. You're opening for?
Well, before us is Winston Marley, and then afterwards is a band called Neverest, and then Kim Mitchell, so that's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about draping some patio lanterns around me and plugging them in, but the logistics of that are not so great. So.
Well, maybe just bring a soda on stage. Just have a soda.
Yeah, or lemonade, which we drank a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Liftoff. Liftoff is always good, and this is my third year playing, and it's always been different. The first year I played with Angus as well as Matt Drouin, and we did a few things, 2 drummers, so that was interesting, and you know, that's when we were Mel and Angus, the Aussie duo. And then last year obviously was a pinnacle. It was beautiful. I mean, we had a great slot, and I sang a couple songs with Winston Marley as well, who are good friends of mine and who are doing a lot of local stuff too. And so this year it's another change. I mean, you know, Mark's not involved anymore, but Nuldzin still is, and so is Jason now and then. He can't make it on the weekend, but you never know what to expect with me, so... So
what are the big gigs do you have this summer? What are your plans, other than hanging out at the cottage, doing some writing?
Well, yeah, hanging out at the cottage is pretty nice at the moment. I went to Toronto a few weeks ago, which was really good. I don't think I've ever really gotten that into Toronto. I've been to Toronto, but never really got into the essence of what Toronto is. And I think there's a lot of creativity there for me, so to be continued on that one. But I also went to Ottawa, and I've got Kingston at the end of the month. So I'm trying to get out of town a little bit more. And really what it is right now is applying to songwriting competitions and little things like that, just to get my name out. And you know, whether it be Melanie from the General Electric or Mélanie Brûlée, I want people to sort of get a grasp of my sound and be able to correlate that with whatever I'm doing. So it doesn't matter if it's a studio album, or if it's a solo album, or if it's, you know, lights and electric guitars, or if it's acoustic. I want people to sort of, I guess, know who I am through all that.
I remember seeing you at Artpreneur, and you had such a determined look on your face. I was watching you in a workshop, and it's like this girl is so intense into what she's doing, and you were looking, you had sheaths of paper in front of you at your desk, and you were wearing a very strange hat. And how big a part of becoming successful in this business is that end of the game?
You know, it's an end of the game that I'm not necessarily that good at. I mean, there's a lot of administrative stuff that you don't really know until you start getting into it, and, like, you know, trying to keep a following, and I mean, all of that stuff really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But when free or opportunities like that come up where I can get knowledge from people who know what they're doing, then, you know, I might as well take it, because really, I'm just a girl from a small town, you know, like, all I know how to do is write a few songs. I mean, over time, you know, in the next few months, I want to sit down with a couple people to help me a little bit with my songwriting and that sort of thing. And, you know, not for any commercial reason, but just to be good at it and to get better at it. So the more people that you can take information from,
develop the craft.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, we have all this knowledge, so we may as well use it, you know? That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, writers have a lot of groups. They get together, and they just workshop together and insult each other and support each other. And
well, insulting is half of the... not insulting, I guess, constructive criticism.
Exactly.
Is how we put it. But that's how you grow. I mean, like, you're not going to get anywhere from people going, oh, you're so good, you're so good. You know, that feels good and your ego gets stroked, and that's fantastic. But I mean, you learn more when people say, hey, you know, like, that song, I didn't really like it. Or you even learn by people not even saying that, but just all of a sudden people go out for a cigarette while you're playing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, take that knowledge and
or someone says, if you change this chord, you know, try playing a different chord or try doing the bridge differently or something, and it's like, bam, you've got a new sound to a song, and it's...
Well, exactly. That's what I like to do with covers and stuff. And also, I mean, like, you have to take what you want out of it and leave the information that you don't want too, because how many times do people come up to me and say, can you play The Gambler? I would love to play The Gambler for you, but no, not for me, you know? And at the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy and what keeps me going. And if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then you're not going to enjoy it either. And I think that's important in all facets of life, you know? People call it being selfish, but I don't think it is. I think you have to really...
Life is short.
Yeah, life is short, and you gotta stick to what you love to do and do it the way you want to do it, because, you know, nobody's growing from you staying in a box, you know? Get out of the box.
So when's the vinyl come out?
Vinyl's coming out in a couple months.
Cool.
Yeah, it's I'm doing the graphic art on it myself, and we had the artwork competition and had a couple of really good entries, so they're gonna be on the front and on the back. And
who are the lucky artists?
Daniel
give them some love.
Archambault, who is an artist. I think he's a teacher as well. He's a great man. He painted, I think it's a painting that's going to be on the back of the album, and it's a rainbow colored boat. It's called Rainbow Warrior, and there's a water and a little face in the clouds. And then the front was done by Jay Schwartz. And these... He's
great.
Yeah,
he's doing my cover.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
oh, he's so good. So the album, the artwork competition came in, and everybody had to apply before April 1st. And only afterwards did I book this little cottage that I've got. And then I showed my mother. I was like, oh, do you want to see what the front of the album is going to look like? And she's like, did somebody go to your cottage and take a picture of you and draw it? And then I looked at it again and went, oh my God, because that's what it looks like. It looks like a cottage, and there's a little girl sitting in the window. So it's quite fitting how these things sort of happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, synchronicity, I guess.
And to get a hold of your music and when the vinyl's out, website? Yeah,
the website is still going, so we're still on GeneralElectric.com. We're still selling our CDs, and we're still doing our thing. And yeah, I've got another Facebook page as well, which is Mélanie Brûlée D'Amour. So
we'll link to that in the story.
Yeah, Brûlée was my dad's last name, obviously, and D'Amour is my mother's last name, so it's kind of fitting,
you know?
Burnt love.
Burnt love.
Burnt of love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What a great name for a band, Burnt Love.
Burnt Love.
Way better than Dead Hamster or something.
Yeah.
All right, Melanie, good luck with Liftoff this week, and I'm sure we'll be chatting again. Bye.